feel like if it was Christian, I believe that's the young man's name, that was on camera holding Sha'Carri and pushing.
Oh, no, man, don't talk to me like that. I'm an adult. Do not talk to me like that. Do not talk to me like that. Tell him to liar. He lied about a couple things that's personally, just in a relationship. I pretty much, officers can understand what a relationship is about, but he lied. He's a liar. Okay. And that was something that I kind of just grasped and emotionally. I'm just like, bet you do your thing, but...
She tried to get him arrested in the airport. And the only reason she didn't get him...
Christian Coleman's mother just set the stage for a major clash. She confronted Sha'Carri Richardson over the wild airport altercation, and things spiraled quickly. Once the uncut video of Christian and Sha'Carri hit the internet, it gave everyone a real look into how messy their relationship had become. For his mom, Dr. Daphne Coleman, it confirmed her worst worries. Her son was in a bad situation, and he didn't even seem aware of how serious it was. Now people are split. Was she being dramatic, or was she the only one bold enough to protect him from Sha'Carri's unpredictable behavior? Those who know Dr. Coleman understand she would do anything for her son, so it wasn't surprising that she refused to stand back while someone laid hands on him. What shocked people most was how she confronted her. She didn't come in quietly, she came in fierce, ready to strike. Witnesses say Dr. Coleman walked in like she owned the room, eyes sharp, voice cutting through the air, every word hitting like a weapon. She wasn't there to ask for answers. She was there to challenge. Sha'Carri, of course, didn't move an inch. She's not someone who backs away from conflict, holding her ground as if daring Dr. Coleman to go further. Insiders say the two stood locked in silence for nearly 3 minutes, neither one blinking or stepping aside. The tension was so thick that it felt like it could turn violent at any second. Thankfully, it didn't get physical, but the energy in the room left everyone rattled. Then came the line that silenced everything. Dr. Coleman looked her straight in the eye and said, "I always knew you were trouble. From the moment Christian got involved with you, you've proven me right." That statement landed harder than any threat of police involvement. People started wondering if the signs of Sha'Carri's aggression were there all along, and if Christian's mother had seen it coming but stayed quiet to avoid conflict. Sha'Carri and Christian had been showing off their relationship since 2023. On camera, they looked like the perfect couple, smiling, kissing, presenting a picture of love. But not everyone believed it. From early on, Daphne had her doubts. She wasn't some jealous mother waiting to dislike her son's partner, but she couldn't ignore the small red flags. Christian was always respectful, calm, and steady, while Sha'Carri was loud, unpredictable, and dominating in every space. To Daphne, that wasn't a harmless difference. It was a warning. Over time, things only seemed to get worse. Daphne noticed Christian couldn't freely visit family without Sha'Carri's approval. Plans with his parents often got canceled last minute because Sha'Carri wanted him elsewhere. Whenever Daphne brought up her concerns, Christian would snap into defense mode. Not in the usual way of a protective boyfriend, but almost as if he had been conditioned to shield her at all costs. That unsettled Daphne. To her, it didn't feel like devotion. It looked like fear. Even more troubling were the times Daphne called, only for Sha'Carri to grab the phone and cut him off from speaking. That kind of behavior raised serious alarms. Added together, these weren't just small issues. They painted a picture of control. And Daphne wasn't the only one to notice. Christian's friends, siblings, and teammates had seen it too. Remember that viral post a while back that read, "You'll be so much happier when you accept that some people aren't right for us, no matter how badly we want them to be." When Team USA athletes started sharing it, everyone knew exactly who it was aimed at. The painful truth is that Christian either ignored the warnings or felt stuck. The uncut video of his fight with Sha'Carri made it clear this wasn't an isolated argument. It was a cycle. Nobody knows exactly what triggered that fight, but the raw footage revealed more than words could. Christian's body language said it all. Quiet, withdrawn, and numb, he didn't move like someone shocked by the situation. He looked like someone who had been there before. Sha'Carri shoved him again and again while he tried to walk away, telling the story without needing dialogue. It's also important to remember that Sha'Carri has tried to twist the story before. After her arrest, she attempted to paint Christian as the villain, acting as though she was the one being wronged. But once the police body cam footage surfaced, her version crumbled. At first, she dismissed it as nothing more than a typical couple's fight, but when she realized she might face jail time, her tone changed. She lashed out at Christian, accusing him of being weak for not saving her from arrest. That meltdown exposed the truth. No matter how much she tried to play the victim, the footage told the real story. With Dr. Coleman stepping in, the leaked video, and Sha'Carri's behavior on display, the truth of the relationship is out in the open. This wasn't just a rocky romance. It showed patterns of control, intimidation, and repeated fights. And with Christian's mother refusing to stay quiet, the world is finally seeing what those closest to him had known all along.
Hear me, right? So this is the position that Christian Coleman puts me into, okay? Because he's a coward, and I don't want anything to do with him at this point going forward. My name is Sha'Carri Richardson. Have no problem with letting you know who I am. Haven't put my hands on him. We had an argument. I will be honest about that.
Okay.
An argument, and that's pretty much it. The argument, pretty much, he's a liar. He lied about a couple things that's personally, you know, just in a relationship. I pretty much, officers can understand what a relationship is about, but he lied. He's a liar.
Okay.
And that was something that I kind of just grasped, and emotionally, I'm just like, bet you do your thing, but you're asking me for things that is within my possession, and for my right, I don't have to give it to you because it's in my possession. But when it came to the point that I saw that he chose to make it more about the police and things of that nature, that showed that he made a choice. So I just want to be more professional and just come professionally and let you guys know, like, hey, relationship thing, have no problem,
so
and walking up to you guys.
It's
So
not
I'm
illegal
not
to
hiding.
argue.
Right.
Was there any type of physical?
I didn't touch him. He didn't.
That kind of reaction was nothing but fear showing itself. The more troubling signs stacked up, the clearer the picture became. Daphne would call her son, only for Sha'Carri to snatch the phone and cut the call short. Who does that to someone's mother? Put together, these moments weren't just warning signals. They screamed desperation. What made it even more unsettling was that Daphne wasn't the only one who caught on. Nearly everyone close to Christian could see it. His brothers and sisters, his best friends, even his teammates. That viral post from a while back that read, "You'll be so much happier when you accept that sometimes people aren't right for us, no matter how badly we want them to be," seemed like just another random Instagram quote. But when so many of his Team USA teammates reposted it, the message was clearly directed at him. The sad part is that Christian either brushed off the hints or wasn't in the right space to recognize them. Once the uncut video of his clash with Sha'Carri spread online, it exposed the truth. This wasn't some isolated blow-up. He had lived through the same thing before, stuck in a loop he couldn't escape. And the most unsettling part wasn't the argument itself, it was his demeanor. His body language told the whole story.
Serious right now.
So man, in
Christian.
Washington State, he doesn't get a say.
But I understand. We were arguing. But I understand entirely. We were arguing. Okay, I'm not gonna resist. But I'm telling you that we was arguing. I didn't assault him. I didn't do anything wrong. But the fact that you guys are doing this to me and he's the man in the situation, I'm gonna comply. I am. I'm not gonna argue with you at all. But you have me on camera, but at the same time, what he has on camera, when I have my phone, shows something different. So if I need to show that, I will.
We have you on camera, so right here.
Okay, but I have my phone that shows something different. But Christian, thank you, Christian.
Don't talk to him right now.
Okay, I won't. Thank you so much, officer. They are arresting me right now, Christian. Sissy, they're arresting me right now. Am I gonna go actually to jail right now?
You are actually gonna go to jail.
Wait, but right now,
Yes, it's a physical.
I didn't. Can he tell you that I didn't do nothing to him?
We have it on camera.
Christian, are you serious right now?
All right.
Christian, I'm about to go to jail because of you right now. You know what? Okay.
As she pushed him and blocked his way, Christian didn't respond like someone surprised. He stayed calm, almost emotionless, moving like a person who had lived through the same scene too many times, just trying to keep things from getting worse. That short clip revealed more than words ever could. Then the police body cam video surfaced and the situation became impossible to deny. At first, Sha'Carri brushed it off, claiming it was just another couple's fight. But once she realized she was about to be taken into custody, she unraveled. She turned on Christian, shouting at him, calling him weak for not preventing the arrest, throwing insults, and even trying to flip the story by accusing him of being the aggressive one. She told the officers, "Physically, I didn't do anything to him. Ask him, he'll tell you himself." But the video exposed her, contradicting every word. With the truth right there on camera, her defense crumbled and she went quiet. That could have been the end of it, but the situation took a surprising twist. Instead of walking away, Christian defended her, almost as if the footage hadn't shown her laying hands on him. In interviews, he spoke about compassion and second chances, saying Sha'Carri needed support, not harsh punishment, and shouldn't have to face severe consequences for her actions.
It's a sucky situation all around. Like, I don't feel as if, like, she should have been arrested. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, you know, people have discussions and emotions and stuff like that. And she have, like, things that she need to work on for herself, of course. So do I, so do you, like, everybody. And I'm the type of guy, like, I'm in the business of just, like, extending grace and mercy and love. And I feel as if, like, I don't try to look at obstacles either. Like, I just look at, like, situations like this to just, like, you know, take a step back, analyze yourself mentally, and then just try to see what you can do to be your best self so that you can move forward, so you can just be the type of person and a human that God needs you to be for his kingdom.
For Daphne, this was the breaking point. Watching her son defend the very woman who had embarrassed him cut deep. What made it worse was how drained he looked, and viewers noticed it instantly. Christian couldn't meet the camera's gaze. His shoulders drooped, his tone was flat, and every word sounded rehearsed. More like fear speaking than genuine choice. To fans, it didn't look like a man in love. It looked like a man stuck with no way out. Before anyone could accuse Daphne of going too far, the public rallied behind her online. People flooded comments warning him, saying things like, "If she's hit you once, she'll do it again. Next time won't just be an argument in public, it'll be worse." Others reminded him that Sha'Carri had no problem lying to the police and trying to pin the blame on him. She was ready to sacrifice him in seconds. Yet he still stood up for her. Daphne barely had time to absorb her son's words before a new blow landed. Sha'Carri's so-called apology video appeared online. Fans expected honesty, maybe even regret, after seeing her caught on camera putting hands on her boyfriend and then pretending to be the victim. At the very least, people thought she'd treat it with seriousness. Instead, she did the complete opposite. She uploaded a 1-minute clip that felt like an insult to Christian and his family. She claimed she was reflecting and taking accountability, but she spent the whole time smirking and grinning, as if she was performing a skit rather than apologizing. That smile alone told viewers everything. They weren't watching someone who felt remorse. They were watching someone mocking the situation. For fans, that short video confirmed she didn't care at all. And just when people thought she couldn't make it worse, she posted another apology on her Instagram story. This time it was aimed directly at Christian. She wrote, "I apologize to Christian. He came into my life and gave me more than a relationship, but a greater understanding of unconditional love. From what I've experienced in my past due to trauma and pain, I was blind and blocked off to not only receive it, but give it. I love him." On the surface, the words looked touching, but fans weren't convinced. They felt she was trying to guilt trip him, shifting focus to her trauma instead of addressing her actions. The worst part? She managed to make the apology about herself, not about the harm she caused. The backlash was instant and fierce. Social media lit up with people criticizing her for smiling like she was filming an ad rather than apologizing for attacking her boyfriend. Some even joked that her apology looked like a toothpaste commercial more than a sincere statement. But it wasn't all jokes. Many were genuinely angry. Comment sections filled with messages like, "If she really cared about Christian, she wouldn't be laughing at his pain." That smile told the truth. She wasn't sorry. If anything, she looked proud. What should have been a chance to make things right turned into a public embarrassment. And even some of her supporters admitted it was a total disaster.
And more than anything, definitely a lot of self-reflection, a lot of understanding of not only putting myself in a compromised situation, but somebody that I have a deep care and appreciation for as well is something that holding myself accountable. I see myself, I'm taking this time to not only see myself, but get myself a certain level of help that overall is going to reflect who I truly am in my heart and my spirit, and not allowing.
Sources close to the family say Christian's mom was crushed. For Daphne, it wasn't only about Sha'Carri's empty apology. It was the humiliation of watching her son stand by a woman who was publicly tearing him down. What cut the deepest was Christian's silence. He never defended himself, leaving Sha'Carri in charge of the story while his own image took hit after hit. Even his fellow athletes started reacting. Some dropped cryptic captions suggesting he was standing up for the wrong person, while others quietly unfollowed Sha'Carri. The shift was clear. People weren't siding with her anymore. Instead, concern grew for Christian, with many calling him stuck and manipulated. The longer it dragged on, the more it looked like Christian's career was at risk too. Public perception started changing. He wasn't seen as the focused, determined sprinter anymore, but as someone caught in a toxic relationship. As backlash grew, sponsors began paying attention. Brands avoid scandals, and Sha'Carri's smirking apology made the damage worse. Word spread that some of her deals were already shaky. Fans pointed out that companies like Nike and Sprite had dropped athletes for far less, and now she'd given them a glaring reason to back out. For Christian, the situation was no better. While he didn't have the same endorsement power, his career depends on discipline, respect, and stability. Instead, he was dragged into drama that had nothing to do with the track. To outsiders, it looked like Sha'Carri wasn't just wrecking her own reputation. She was pulling him down too. Their silence only fueled speculation. Christian vanished, avoiding posts and interviews while Sha'Carri kept trying to spin the story. But every attempt made her look worse, and sponsors weren't buying it anymore. What began as a messy relationship scandal had blown into a career crisis, and whispers of even more leaked footage made it clear this was far from over. Sha'Carri tried again to fix the damage with another Instagram story, writing, "I can't apologize enough. My apologies should be just as loud as my actions." Honestly, louder to Christian. "I love you and I'm so sorry." But like before, it fell flat. Fans slammed it as the weakest apology of the year. Nothing more than a PR stunt dressed up as love. By then, Daphne had reached her limit. She begged Christian privately to end things before more damage was done. Publicly, she made her stance clear by posting her own cryptic message. "No matter how good you think it is, there's always better out there. Choose yourself." It was her way of drawing a line. She wasn't staying silent anymore. While all of this played out online, Christian completely vanished. No statements, no social media, no interviews. The only glimpse of him was at an airport, boarding a plane out of the country. Sha'Carri, once loud and unfiltered, also went quiet. No races, no press, no posts. That silence spoke louder than the scandal, leaving fans full of questions. If Christian had finally ended things, why defend her in the first place? If Daphne was right that this wasn't the first time, how often had these fights happened in private? And the biggest question, was Sha'Carri staying quiet to stage a comeback, or had she finally run out of moves? Before you leave, hit that like button if you've been keeping up with this story, subscribe for more updates, and tap the notification bell so you don't miss what's coming. Because if this saga has taught us anything, it's that the next twist is always around the corner.